Hello friends, in this video we will see how to pass the data from one fragment to the another. Okay, for this we'll take one small design. Here the design looks. Okay, in the main activity we'll take two fragments. Okay, in the first fragment I will take two edit text box and one button. And the second fragment will take two text views. When I enter the something into the both edit text box, when I click on the button, that both will be visible in the fragment 2. Okay, this is our design, and both fragment will be in the main activity only. Okay, for this we'll take a new project. Okay, first we'll take both the fragments into the fragment section, blank fragment, change the name to the fragment, my fragment 1. Please uncheck both these checkbox. Okay, give finish. Okay, now we'll take one more fragment. My fragment 2 and finish. Oh, I forget to uncheck both the checkbox, but I will delete that one. We'll take a new one, new fragment, my fragment 2. The before I haven't unchecked these both the checkbox. Now we'll uncheck. Okay, both the fragments are ready. First we'll go to the main activity XML. In the main activity XML we'll take the two frame layout, because we have to display the both the fragments in the only one in the main activity only. For that, yeah, we'll change the construct layout to the linear layout, change the orientation to the vertical. Frame layout, this is for the first fragment, to display the result of first fragment. And one more frame layout. We'll change the height to the 0 dp, and we'll use the weight property, because we want to divide the screen in the proportionally 1:1. Okay, change this frame layout height to the 0 dp, and we'll give weight to the 1. Okay, yeah, see here, screen is divided in the ratio 1:1. We'll give the id to the frame layout, frame. Okay, we'll change the id of this frame layout. Now we'll design the first fragment 1. In the first fragment, two edit text box, one button. Okay, now we'll design that first fragment. Change the frame layout to the linear layout. Change the orientation to the vertical. First edit text box. Increase the text size to the 30 dp or 30 sp. Okay. I'll give the hint, enter your mail ID. We need one more edit text. Okay, we'll give the id, edit 1, change it to edit 1. we require one more text, just copy paste. We'll change the ID, that's it. And one hint also will change. Enter mail ID and we'll give enter password. And one button. The design is that when I click on the button, both the data in the both the text will send to the next fragment. We'll give the gravity to the center. Okay, we'll give the ID of the button is B5. For the button, we'll give the text as a login. Yeah, this is the design of the first frame layout is over. Now we'll go to the second frame. Fragment. The design of the first fragment is over. We'll go to the second fragment. Remove the frame layout, change it to the linear layout. We'll change the orientation to the vertical. Here to display the result in the frame layout, that is means from the fragment we require two text views in the second fragment. This is the first text view. We'll give ID to the first text view is T1. We'll increase the size of the text of the output. For this we'll increase the size of the this text view to 30 sp. Just copy and paste. We require one more text view for the displaying the result of the first one is the mail ID and the second one is the password. Okay, this is the second fragment design is also over. We'll go to the main activity Java part. Okay, there are 5 steps for the connection between the fragments and the activity. The first step is the fragment manager. We'll get the support from the fragment manager, that is fragment manager. The variable is a manager equals to get support fragment manager. The second step is the fragment transaction. We'll use the variable t. The fragment manager variable is a manager dot we need to begin the transaction, and that okay, just click and alt enter. That is very okay, that error will go. The third step is to create the object of the both the fragment. Here we have the two fragments, that's why we need to create the both the object of the both of fragments. Fragment m11 equals to new fragment. I will give the variable name m12 for the second fragment. Okay, now we will need to give the t dot add. Okay, where we need to add the for the container we are using the frame layout. We need to give the ID of the first frame layout to the frame 1. To that we need to add the object of the first fragment m11 t dot add. Here we need to give the second frame layout for the second fragment. Then the object variable is m12. Then t dot commit. Okay, now everything is over. Now we'll run and see. Okay, there is a connection between the both the frame layouts and the main activity. This is the first design, and here is the second design in the below frame layout, but it's not visible because I haven't given any text to the both the text views. Okay, now we'll go to the main my fragment Java part. We'll initialize both the edit text. declare the variable to the e1 and e2 for the both the text, and one button is it for the button. We'll give id to the button as a b, declare a variable to the b, return v. What is that? V is the view, v equals to, just paste that one. Okay, here we initialize the both the text u1 equals to, we don't use only find u by id, that will not, that will give the error. We need to give the v dot find u by id. Okay, r dot id dot edit one is id of the first edit text box. We need to give the v dot. Okay, the id of the second edit text box is edit 2. Press alt enter. Okay, initialize the button b equals to v dot find u by id, r dot id dot button id is b5. Click and press alt enter. Okay. When I click on the button, both the data in the edit text box that will go to the second fragment. For that we need to give the on click listener for the button, b dot set on click listener new capital V. Okay, some method with code will come automatically. String name, I will take one variable name to get the text from the first edit text box, e1 dot get text to string password. I will take variable pwd equals to e2 dot get text dot to string. Okay, now we need to create the object of the first main activity. Okay, don't send the data directly from the one fragment to the other fragment. First we need to send the data to the main activity. After that, from the main activity we'll send the data to the fragment 2. Okay, don't directly send the data from the one fragment to the other fragment. For this, first we need to send the data from the fragment to the main activity. In the last video I showed how to send the data from the main activity to the fragment to the main activity. First we need to create the object of the main activity by using the get activity. From that, we'll assume that there is a one method called f1. From that we need to send the both name and the password. Just press alt enter. We'll create a one method in the main activity. Enter. Okay, otherwise we need to create the manually, we'll create the f1 method and we'll give in the second fragment, in the first fragment. Okay. Now initialize the both the text view in the second fragment. We'll declare the first variable. Okay, we'll remove the control X, this one, return v. First we need to write the view v equals to inflated dot inflate, that we need to write. Okay, now initialize both the t1 equals to v dot using find u by id, r dot id dot the variable, the id of the text view is t. Now initialize the second text view. Just press click and press alt enter. Okay, now initialization over. Okay, now we are sending the data from the main activity to the fragment 2. For this we require the fragment manager. Again we need to write the all 5 steps. Okay, first we need to get the support from the fragment manager. Fragment transaction, we can write these all steps in the on click of the button, but that means we are sending the data directly from the one fragment to the other fragment. First we need to send the data from the fragment to the main activity, after that from the main activity to the second fragment. Okay, we are sending data to the second fragment. We need to create the object of the second fragment in the main activity in this f1 method. Okay, press alt, that error will go. Okay, we are sending data. To send the data we require the bundle b1 equals to new bundle. Okay, b1 dot, one second, put string. We are sending the data name. I will take variable name, comma, the string name I am sending to the second fragment name. Okay, okay, now we need to send the second string, that is password. That's the variable is a pwd, put string. I will give the same variable pwd, comma, pwd. Okay, now both the strings are I am sending. Now we need to take the object of the my second fragment dot set arguments of the bundle b1 to the second fragment, and the last two steps common, t1 dot add. Now I am not replacing the first fragment, will give the add. When you are replacing the one fragment to the other fragment, we will use the replace. t1 dot add fragment 2, comma, m13. That's a variable of the second fragment. Here we are using in the f1 method, t1 dot commit. Okay, we'll go to the second fragment job part. From the bundle, give the variable b2 equals to get arguments, where set the values in the main activity. Okay, now we'll add one if statement. b0 is b2, bundle b2 is not equal to null. Okay, nothing problem in that, don't think about this one. If it doesn't give, then also it will work. String name equals to b2 dot get string from the where. Okay, I gave the variable as a name, and we'll use a string pwd equals to b2 dot get string. Now we'll set both the name and password to the both the text views. t1 dot set text name, t2 dot set text password pwd. Okay, yeah, this design is over. Now we'll run and see. Okay, here is our design. First we'll enter the mail ID. I will add show the reference. Now we'll enter the password. I will enter 1 2 3 4 6. Okay, click on the button. That will be visible in the second frame. This is the frame layout of the second frame.